If you're thinking of skipping out on buying auto insurance to save some money, or you forgot to pay your insurance premiums for the year, it could cost you a lot. Driving without insurance could result in you paying hefty fines, facing higher future car insurance rates, and having points added to your driving record. And on top of that, your driver's license could be suspended, preventing you from driving legally. And that's what we're talking about today. Hi there, I'm Amanda Mushrow with AutoInsurance.com, and in almost every state, it's illegal to drive without insurance. And in this video, we'll talk about which states can suspend your license for not having insurance, what you need to do to get your license reinstated, and finally, how to ensure you don't have a lapse in coverage. There's a lot of important info here, so let's jump right in. What is a license suspension? When your license is suspended, your legal driving privileges are revoked for a period of time, and you must meet certain conditions such as paying fines and showing proof of insurance to get your license back. Your license can be suspended for a variety of reasons. You received too many driving tickets or points on your driving record, for example. Also, certain medical conditions that impair driving, like a seizure disorder, could result in a license suspension. But in this video, we're going to focus on losing your license because of driving without insurance. Next up, which states can suspend your driver's license for not having insurance? Turns out, 38 states plus the District of Columbia will suspend your license for not having insurance. However, the following states will not suspend your license because of driving without insurance: Alabama, Arkansas, California, Idaho, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Montana, Texas, Washington, and Wisconsin. Even if you live in one of these 12 states, it's still illegal to drive without insurance, and each state has its own systems of fines and penalties. How long can license suspensions last? Well, it all depends on the state you live in. States like Maine suspend your license until you demonstrate proof of insurance. Other states have specific timelines, like Pennsylvania, where it's 3 months, and Delaware, where it's 6. In New Jersey, it could be a year before you get your license reinstated. New Hampshire, although a standard auto insurance policy isn't required, you have to demonstrate that you're able to provide sufficient funds in the event you cause an accident. If you can't, your driving privileges may be suspended. Curious about your state? There's an article linked in the description that breaks down penalties, fines, and lengths of suspensions for each state. Let's talk about how you get caught driving without insurance. The most common way is when a police officer pulls you over for something unrelated to your insurance, like speeding or using your phone while driving. The officer asks for proof of insurance, and if you don't have it, the state could suspend your license. Plus, you may still receive a ticket for the initial reason the cop pulled you over. Another way is after a car accident. If you or another driver files a police report and you don't have insurance, you may face a lawsuit for damages and injuries and lose your license. So your license is suspended. Now what? First, start by calling or visiting your local Department of Motor Vehicles, also known as the DMV, and speak with a representative who can tell you everything that you need to do to get your license reinstated. You may need to show proof of insurance, which means if you don't have car insurance, you'll need to purchase a policy that meets your state's minimum requirements. You'll also need to pay all fines and reinstatement fees, which vary from state to state. Depending where you live, you may end up needing an SR-22 form, also known as a Certificate of Financial Responsibility. An SR-22 proves to the state that you have the minimum coverage required. And while every state has different minimum insurance requirements, most require liability insurance. Liability insurance pays for the other driver's expenses, like their car repairs or medical bills, if you cause an accident. However, the amount of coverage you'll need varies by state. Having an SR22 means you're a high-risk driver and you can expect your car insurance rates to go up. Remember, if you drop your liability insurance while you're required to have an SR22, which in some states could be up to 3 years, the insurance company will notify the state and you could end up receiving additional penalties, fines, or even jail time. Interesting fact, even if you don't own a car, you could receive the same penalties and fines for dropping your insurance. Most states require drivers with serious violations on their records to have an SR22, with the exception of Delaware, Kentucky, Minnesota, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania. Instead of SR22s, Florida and Virginia require FR44s for people who have been convicted of serious traffic violations like a DUI. An FR44 is a form that proves you have a certain level of car insurance that is higher than the state's minimum coverage. Accidents can happen even if you're a careful driver. If you have an accident without insurance and you're at fault, you are responsible for the medical costs, vehicle repairs, and property damage for anyone involved in the accident. Plus, you'll have to pay out of pocket to fix your own car and cover the costs of you and your passengers' bodily injuries. If you don't have the funds to pay for the damage and injuries, the other people involved in the accident can sue you. Also, if you can't pay for the lawsuit itself, legal fees, plus the judgment or settlement, the other party can file with the courts to put a lien on your home or garnish your wages. We all make mistakes, and sometimes driving without insurance isn't intentional. So how can you avoid a lapse in coverage? First, set up a system that helps you never miss a car insurance payment. And an easy way to do that is to use AutoPay. AutoPay allows the insurance company to take money out of your bank account directly to cover the cost of your auto insurance premium when it's due. If you can't swing AutoPay, know your insurance company's grace period. Some insurance providers offer a 10 to 30-day grace period where you're still covered if you miss a payment. So ask your insurance agent what the exact timeline is for your policy's grace period. Finally, if you find a better deal on auto insurance from another company, that's great. But before you cancel your current policy, make sure you know the exact date when your new policy begins to avoid any lapses in coverage. That's the rundown on why you shouldn't drive without insurance. It's not worth getting your license suspended or paying the extra money to reinstate it. If you found this video useful, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single video. And for more information on all things auto insurance, including how to find your perfect policy, be sure to visit us at autoinsurance.com. See you in the next video.